Bang, bang, bang. Oh, hermano, hermanos. Listen, listen carefully. Level 99. Holy shut. What? What are you still doing here? No, seriously, what are you? Because this right here, this doesn't make sense anymore. You weren't supposed to reach this level. You weren't supposed to survive that pain, that pressure, that silence, that betrayal. But here you are, still breathing, still standing, still watching. Nah. Something broke, and it wasn't you. Something is wrong, not with the world, not with fate, with you. Because people like you, they don't make it this far, not after being shattered that many times, not after being ignored, replaced, laughed at, doubted, not after fighting wars nobody clapped for. You were supposed to disappear quietly, fade out, be forgotten. But instead, you stayed, and that's what's terrifying. Level 99. This ain't progress anymore. This is violation. You didn't follow the rules. You didn't collapse when the script said collapse. You didn't break when the pressure said break. You just kept going, and going, and going. Like pain became your oxygen, like chaos became your home. Do you even realize what you turned into? You don't react like before. You don't trust like before. You don't even feel like before. That soft version of you, dead. That naive version of you, gone. That version that begged, chased, explained itself, buried. And something else, something colder, stood up in its place. They can see it now, in your eyes, in your silence, in the way you don't argue anymore. You just observe. That scares them. Because they don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what you'll do next. And people fear what they can't predict. You see, you didn't just survive darkness. You studied it. You adapted to it. You learned how to sit in it without losing your mind. While they ran from pressure, you absorbed it. While they needed noise, you mastered silence. While they looked for comfort, you built strength in discomfort. That's why nothing hits you the same anymore. Pain. You've seen worse. Rejection. You've lived through deeper. Loneliness. You turned it into focus. You became the kind of person who can lose everything and still rebuild like it's nothing. And now the universe is confused because it threw everything at you again and again and again. And every single time, you came back different, stronger, sharper, more controlled, less emotional, more dangerous. They're watching you now, not cheering, not supporting, watching, trying to understand what you are, trying to figure out how someone can go through that and still stand like this. But they won't get it, because they didn't go through what you went through. They didn't bleed the way you bled. They didn't sit in the dark long enough to see what you saw. You've become something else. Not lucky, not gifted, forged, built in pressure, designed in pain, refined in silence. Level 99. You didn't reach it, you survived it, and now you're something the system can't control anymore. So let them doubt you, let them misunderstand you, let them talk. Whisper, question your change. Because deep down, they know. They know you're not the same person they used to overlook. They know they can't handle the version of you that came out of that storm. You're not here to fit in anymore. You're not here to be accepted anymore. You're here to move different, think different, operate on a level they can't even comprehend. And the scariest part, you did all of this alone. So next time, they look at you like something feels off, like something about you isn't normal, like your presence carries weight they can't explain. Just remember, they're not wrong, because you're not normal anymore. You're what happens when someone refuses to break. You're what happens when pain fails to destroy you. You're what happens when survival turns into power. And now nothing gets to decide your ending. Not them, not the past, not even the universe. You do. And that power? It didn't come from motivation. It didn't come from luck. It didn't come from people believing in you. It came from those moments, those ugly, silent, suffocating moments where you had two choices: disappear or transform. And you chose transformation every single time, even when it hurt, even when it made no sense, even when nobody noticed. You kept choosing growth over comfort. That's why you feel different now. That's why you can't relate to the same conversations, the same mindsets, the same small thinking anymore. Because your mind, your soul, your entire being has already traveled through places they haven't even imagined yet. You outgrew versions of yourself that people are still stuck in. And that creates distance, that creates silence, that creates that strange feeling where you're surrounded by people, but still alone. But listen carefully, that loneliness, that's not emptiness. That's elevation. That's the space required for someone like you to evolve without distraction. Because not everyone is meant to walk with you at this level. Not everyone is built to understand the weight you carry now. And that's okay, because you didn't come this far to stay understood. You came this far to become unstoppable. And unstoppable people, they move differently. They don't explain every move. They don't seek approval. They don't waste energy proving themselves to people who already decided to doubt them. They just execute, silently, precisely, relentlessly. And when they finally speak, it hits different, because it's backed by survival. It's backed by scars. It's backed by a history nobody can replicate. That's who you are now. Not a talker, not a dreamer, a result, a walking, breathing result of endurance. So when doubt tries to creep back in, when that old voice whispers, "You're not enough," laugh at it. Because that voice, it has no idea what you've already survived. It has no idea what level you're operating on now. You're not starting anymore. You're not trying anymore. You're already deep in it. And the deeper you go, the fewer people can follow. That's the price. That's the reality. That's the truth nobody tells you. Growth isolates. Power separates. Evolution demands distance. But in that distance, you find clarity. In that silence, you find control. In that solitude, you become dangerous in ways they'll never understand. So don't go backwards just to feel included. Don't shrink just to be accepted. Don't lower your level just because others are uncomfortable with your growth. Let them be uncomfortable. Let them question you. Let them try to figure you out and fail. Because you're not here to be figured out anymore. You're here to dominate your own path. And the path you're on, it doesn't have many footsteps on it. Because very few make it past what you've already survived. Level 99. This is where excuses die. This is where fear loses its voice. This is where hesitation gets replaced with precision. You don't hesitate anymore. You calculate. You move with intention. You act with awareness. Every step you take now, it's deliberate. That's why your presence feels heavy. That's why your silence feels loud. That's why people feel something around you they can't explain. It's not arrogance, it's not ego. It's earned, built through pain they couldn't handle, forged through pressure they would have folded under. And now you're walking proof that survival isn't the end. It's the beginning of power. So keep going, not loudly, not for attention, but with that same quiet intensity that brought you here. Because if you made it this far, There's no level left that can stop you. Only levels waiting for you to take them. Only levels waiting for you to take them. And understand this. The higher you go, the quieter it gets. No applause, no validation, no crowd screaming your name. Just you, your thoughts, and the weight of everything you've become. Most people can't handle that silence. They need noise to feel alive. But you learned how to breathe in silence. You learned how to think clearly when everything around you is empty. That's your advantage now. Because while they panic in stillness, you operate in it. While they hesitate, you execute. While they doubt, you decide. That's the difference, and that difference, it's everything. You're no longer reacting to life. You're shaping it. Every move you make now carries intention. Every decision has weight. Every step leaves impact. That's why you can't afford to go back. Back to comfort. Back to old habits. Back to people who only knew the weaker version of you. That version doesn't exist anymore. Stop trying to visit a past that no longer recognizes you. Stop trying to reconnect with a mindset you've already outgrown. Because every time you look back, you slow down. And you didn't come this far to slow down. You came this far to finish what you started. And what you started? It wasn't small. It wasn't ordinary. It was war. A war against doubt. A war against limitation. A war against every voice that told you, you can't. And look at you now. Still here. Still standing. Still moving forward like nothing could erase you. That's not normal. That's not average. That's rare. Dangerously rare. And rare things, they don't blend in. They don't beg for attention. They don't chase approval. They command presence without saying a word. That's what you've become. So when people step back, when they act different around you, when they hesitate to speak the way they used to, don't question it. Feel it. That shift, that's respect mixed with fear. Because they see it now. They see that you're not playing anymore. They see that you're not the same person they once underestimated. They see that something in you has locked in permanently. No more hesitation, no more confusion, no more weakness they can take advantage of. Just focus, sharp, controlled, unshakable focus. And that focus, it's going to take you further than talent ever could. Because talent fades under pressure. But discipline thrives in it. And you built discipline in the darkest moments of your life. When nobody was watching, when nobody cared, when nobody believed. That's when you became who you are now. So don't ever downplay your journey. Don't ever forget what it took to get here. Because the moment you forget is the moment you lose your edge. And your edge. That's everything. That's what separates you. That's what protects you. That's what drives you forward when everything else tries to pull you back. So hold on to it, guard it, refine it, and keep moving like you've got nothing to prove, but everything to conquer. Because at this level, there's no competition left. Only expansion, only elevation, only the next version of you, waiting to be unlocked. And trust me, if level 99 didn't break you, nothing will. If level 99 didn't break you, nothing will. So now it gets real. No more survival mode, no more reacting, no more waiting for the right moment. This is the part where everything you became gets used fully. No hesitation, no second guessing. Because you already paid the price. You already went through the part that destroys most people. There's nothing left to fear now. Think about it. What's left that can actually shake you? Pain. You've lived in it. Loss. You've already felt it. Being alone. You mastered it. So what exactly is supposed to stop you now? Nothing. That's why your energy feels different. That's why your presence feels heavier. Because deep down, you know it too. You know there's no going back. You know there's no version of you left that would quit. That option doesn't exist anymore. It got burned out of you through experience, through pressure, through reality hitting you harder than it hits most people. And instead of folding, you adjusted, you hardened, you evolved. Now you move with something most people never reach. Certainty, not loud confidence, not fake motivation, real certainty. The kind that doesn't need to speak, the kind that doesn't need approval, the kind that just moves. And when you move like that, things shift. Opportunities show up differently. People treat you differently. Even challenges, they hit different. Because you're not the same person facing them anymore. You're sharper now, more aware, more calculated. You don't rush, you don't chase. You position, you wait. And when the moment comes, you don't hesitate, you take it. Clean, direct, final. That's the level you're on now. And most people will never understand it. They'll call you distant. They'll call you cold. They'll say you've changed. And they're right. You did. Because you had to. Because staying the same would have destroyed you. So you became someone new. Someone built for pressure. Someone built for chaos. Someone built to win. Quietly. And now it's not about proving anything. Not to them. Not to anyone. It's about alignment, moving in a way that matches who you've become. No distractions, no unnecessary noise, no wasted energy. Just focus, just execution, just progress, step by step, move by move, until everything you saw in your mind becomes real. And when that happens, there won't be a loud announcement. There won't be a dramatic moment, just a quiet realization that you made it further than anyone expected, further than even you once believed. And the craziest part, you'll already be looking ahead. Because this version of you doesn't stop, doesn't settle, doesn't look for permission. It just keeps going.